Hey, I'm Daniel.
Hey, I'm Jared.
And I'm Shelby.
So the athletic skill we're working on is being able to develop force and lower body power through the hips. And this is going to be important in sports such as volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse. The first exercise we're going to go through is the leg press. For this exercise, we want to make sure the pin is locked in and the machine is set up for the athlete to go through a full functional position. So now we have our athlete set up here with his 5 points of contact with his head against the bench, his butt and his upper back and shoulders also against the bench, and both feet solid against the platform. So to start the movement, the athlete's going to push the platform forward and release the handles, and then he's going to come down with his knees into a fully flexed hip position and drive the weight back up. And it's important for the athlete to keep his heels and his full foot against the platform as he's undergoing this movement. So because this is a machine exercise, there's not much of a way you can vary it. But one thing you can do is you can remove the pin and you can have the athlete do one leg at a time so they can work on their coordination and their balance more while doing the exercise. For an athlete that has impaired mobility, we can limit the mobility of the legs and just allow the athlete to move the weight to the degree at which they're comfortable with. So the next exercise we're going to be talking about is the Bulgarian split squat. This exercise is very important for developing single leg force and hip stability. So the athlete's going to set up with his one leg forward on the ground and his foot firmly on the ground, and the back leg on the bench. Since this is an unstable exercise, it's important to start out with light weights to make sure the athlete's comfortable before he gets going. So while keeping the front foot firmly against the ground, he's going to bend his back knee down and touch his knee against the ground, and then extend his front leg and drive back up. And so he'll do that a couple times now. Good job. You want to keep a neutral spine position and your chest up. So some ways you can modify this exercise: if a normal Bulgarian split squat is too difficult with weights, you can actually do this exercise unweighted in the same motion, or you can come off the bench and you could also do this unweighted or weighted and just do it on the ground. Alright, so our non-traditional exercise that we're going to be talking about is the kettlebell swing, and it's very important for hip force generation. So this is another unstable exercise, so we want to make sure that our spinal alignment is in order throughout the whole motion. So in order to pick up the weight, you want to bend down with your legs, keeping your spine neutral, and grab it with two hands and pull it up. And now to begin the exercise, you're going to bend your legs and swing the weight backwards between your legs, and then drive up and with a powerful motion through the hips. And you want to kind of use your momentum to let it go back down and then drive it back up with your hip thrusts. So modification for the kettlebell swing for maybe people with less mobility would be the Russian kettlebell swing. So you're going to pick up the kettlebell the same way, drive down with your legs, but this time instead of going overhead, you're only going to go to about eye level. So all these exercises are a little bit different. It's always important to keep the safety requirements in mind, and those include proper spinal alignment and always modifying the load to the client's ability. So in conclusion, we looked at a machine, a free weight, and a non-traditional exercise, all focusing on developing force generation and power movements through the hips.